If you want to talk about Kubota tractors, well then you've come to the right place. Today, I've got Neil Messick, so stay tuned. Hi, this is Paul from CountryCraziness.com. If you're interested in tractors, post-frame construction, and homesteading, well, you've come to a good place. Why not subscribe, tap the bell, and join in the conversation? I've got Neil Messick with me today. I'm so thrilled to have him here. Neil's a big star on YouTube, and Neil, welcome today to Country Craziness.
Thanks for having me. I don't know if I'm ready for the big star title yet. I tell people that I'm known in a very small circle of people who are into compact tractors, but yeah, thanks for having me.
Now, before we get started, I have to tell everybody, trying to line up different people to talk about different brands of tractors can be a little bit frustrating. You contact people, some will say yes, some will say no, some don't even respond to you at all. I type out an email to Neil, and it seemed like I hit the enter button, and he sent me back an email and said, yeah, I'll do it. So it's really cool that you took the time to be here today. You handle Kubota and New Holland tractors. So everybody, next week we're going to be talking about New Holland tractors. So make sure you stop back and talk to Neil and I about New Holland. But today we're going to talk about Kubota. And before we talk about Kubota tractors and specifically, Neil, how important is the dealer compared to the brand of tractor?
So that's definitely a theme that you'll pick up on our YouTube videos, is that we obviously as a dealer like to think that we're important in this equation too. You definitely want some kind of a good mix between the dealer and the product that you're considering, right? A terrible tractor sold by a good dealer is probably still going to be a terrible tractor, and a good tractor sold by a terrible dealer very well could end up being a terrible transaction, right? You really need to have both of those things in concert in order to have good confidence that this is really going to be something that works out for you in the end. A lot of guys approach this buying process kind of like a car that tends to be pretty transactional, right? You buy the thing and you might not talk to them again for several years. In this business, it's a lot different. So we tend to see our customers, and they're back into the store for parts, or they're talking to us about an application that they've got coming up. They're in buying an attachment. So there's a lot more relationship that happens in this business than a lot of other purchases that you might make. And so you definitely want to be scouting that out, right? You're going to deal with the parts department, you're going to deal with service, you're going to see that salesman again more than likely, and you want to be building a relationship there that you can trust the people, that they're going to treat you well over the long term. So yeah, you definitely want to have both aspects of dealership and product working together.
You made a great video where you have a customer come in and you're walking him through different tractors and finding out what his requirements are. I think it's about a 25-minute video. I'm going to link that video down at the bottom so that everybody can take a look at that. If you're a newbie looking to buy a tractor, you really get a good idea of what you can expect a good dealer to do to try to treat you right and get you fitted into a tractor that's going to be a winner for you long term. Are there any features that Kubota has that you would consider best in class for small frame utility and compact tractors?
So there's one thing that I will say about this company that I think is really unique and leads to some best-in-class features, and that is that Kubota is a company that is really run by the engineers and not by a sales and marketing arm. These guys really care about their product and engineer their product in a way that I feel is pretty uncommon. They're also a lot more vertically integrated than what most other companies are, so you'll find a lot of heavy outsourcing done in the tractor industry to a variety of vendors, where Kubota has done the opposite. They really own most of the parts of their supply chain for both their tractors and their implements. It's all largely done in-house, and my experiences are that largely leads to better quality and also just better processes. Like the process of taking a Kubota loader on and off of a tractor is the same as many other machines, except for the Swift Hatch, which is awesome. And those steps, for whatever reason, are just easier when you do them on a Kubota. It's quality control that just is not always seen when you pluck bits and pieces from all these other different companies. So that's cool. One very functional thing that I like a lot is the way they plumb their loader valves. For whatever reason it is, multiple functions on a Kubota loader are easier than just about most every other brand that you'll get onto. You could do lift and curls and that kind of stuff easier on a Kubota than you will do on other machines, and I don't know why it is that other people just can't seem to get to the level that these guys are with that. But yeah, a lot of care about the product, a lot of bringing things in-house. It's something that they do really, really well. It's a very compelling product.
I think a lot of people have the perception that you're going to pay more for a tractor that's orange or a tractor for green. Is that really true?
So I'm not going to speak to green, but speaking for orange, I generally find no, it's not true actually. In my opinion, is Kubota could absolutely get more money for their product than what they choose to. People would pay a premium for this product, but they generally don't ask for it. By and large, if you go through and you look at, say, manufacturer list pricing, most tractors in this space are actually surprisingly close to each other when you're comparing the apples to apples. And for whatever reason, Kubota has chosen to take the route of being very aggressively priced for the quality product that you're getting. So yeah, I just don't see that. You'll find all kinds of experiences out there. Different dealers could obviously swing pricing heavily one way or the other. We are a big part of the pricing equation too. A place like us sells a lot of volume, right? We survive on getting a lot of equipment out there in the field, and that relationship that we have with customers for parts and service and implements and those things over the long haul. So you'll see different dealer models and how they price their equipment. So you'll find all kinds of stories on the internet, all of which can be true. But coming from a guy who sits in this seat, when you're making an apples to apples comparison, you'll be really surprised how close in price tractors are to each other.
What do you think the most important thing is that I need to be doing between now and when I set foot on a dealer?
So the first thing that you should do is step foot at the dealer, right? One thing that I see a lot of is a guy spending too much time on the internet, right? Like, imagine that. You can over-research and over-analyze this and get yourself going in the wrong direction very, very easily, right? The guys that break out Excel and start lining up their tables of different models and what the different specifications are, I feel are oftentimes just missing the point and not necessarily going in the right direction. So I would start the process by going to a dealer's lot, meet a salesman, start a relationship, talk about some things out in the parking lot, see how big the tractors are, right? You wouldn't believe how often guys come in here and say, oh, that looks bigger than it did on the internet, right? Like, super, super common. So yeah, take that opportunity to get out, operate the machines, get in the seat, run them around, and start the relationship that way. Another thing to consider too is maybe even renting machine, right? Like, we rent a BX tractor loader backhoe for $165 a day, right? You could take that machine home, you can run it, you can get it dirty, you can spend some time with it on your property, and that small operational experience is going to tell you more than, you know, staring at glossy brochures for 4 hours ever would get to. So yeah, it's go out, meet people, talk to them, get dirty. That's the way to start to understand the equipment and really start to have that tractor experience rather than over-researching and over-analyzing your options.
Okay, that's about all I have for this episode on Kubotas. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Thanks for having me. I've enjoyed some of your questions. So yeah, if you guys have any parts needs for machines you already have, service work that needs to be done, or if you're in the market for a piece of equipment, give us a call at Messick's. We're available at 800-222-3373 or online at messick's.com.